Hey YouTube, it's Kari, your sidekick, and today I am finally showing some of my Trials of Osiris gameplay. So I've said before that I am not a very good Trials player, and I still do feel like I struggle with it. It did take me several hours to go 9-0, and this is my very last game where I go 9-0. It's not a perfect game. I think I only get 2 kills. There's some games where I was able to pull, 6 or 7 kills, and other games where my teammates pulled all the work, so it's kind of a variety, but I wanted to use my last game where I went truly 9-0, and I didn't even have to use my Mercy Moon. We actually won full 9 games without losing. So I'm going to go ahead and give some tips and tricks for the people who might still be like me and struggling from some things that I've learned over the past couple of hours playing Trials of Osiris. So my first tip is pretty much common sense. It's what I'm doing right now, is view the other team and see what they're using. You definitely want to be 34. I'm actually surprised at how many people I still see playing as 33s and 32s and have 365 weapons as much as possible. Now, if you don't have a 365 shotgun or 365 sniper, not a huge deal, but you definitely want to have a 365 primary. Now, if you noticed, I looked at the other team and I noticed that there were 2 Titan Strikers and 1 Titan Defender. I'm not too worried about the Titan Defender. He's probably not going to be too big of a deal, but he does have feedback fences on, so I do know I do not want to melee him, otherwise I will die. The 2 Striker Titans, though, I do know that I need to worry about a little bit because I know they have a super that can kill me, so I'll definitely want to watch out whenever I get close to them to make sure I don't get Titan smashed. My next tip is to have a variety on your team. We have 1 Hunter, 1 Warlock, and 1 Titan, which I think is best to run 1 of each class. It's not necessary, but I would say that you should probably definitely have a self-res Warlock and a Titan. A Hunter is not bad too, especially if you have a Blade Dancer. They can go invisible and do revives, and they can also run a little bit faster. Titans are good for your Titan Smash, and then your self-res Warlock can definitely save you, but I don't understand teams that do Team Titan like the other team because then you just don't have a variety. Sometimes you need 1 super more than another. You might need that self-res, you might need that Titan Smash, you might need that Blade Dancer, you might need them to go invisible and pick you up. So personally, I think it's best to have a variety on the team. The next tip I would say is to have decent teammates. Now, in this game I'm not doing so well in, and there was a lot of games where I didn't do well in, but then some other games I did pretty well in. So, some games I was able to hold my own in, other games they were kind of backpacking me. It just kind of depends. But you want to have people that can hold their own, because especially if you're not a good player, you do not want to get with 3 bad players, because that's obviously just a recipe for disaster and you're just definitely going to lose. You're going to get owned. I would also try to play with friends or people that you know for a couple of reasons. One, you're just going to mesh, you're going to jive better with people that you know. I don't actually know these 2 people, but they were my boyfriend's friends, so they were definitely down to help me. And 2, you kind of just, you understand your friends better, and if you do end up doing kind of crappy, it's usually not as big of a deal to your friends as it is for randoms. I hate playing with randoms because if you do bad, they either just talk trash on you or they rage quit, and I find it to be really frustrating, really annoying. So personally, I know that I do a lot better when I play with people that I play with every day. Another tip that seems like it should be common sense, but for some people it seems like it's not, is communicate. And that's another reason why I think it's a good idea to play with people that you know or to play with friends. You want to talk to your teammates and tell them what you're doing and give them advice on what to do. So sometimes they were telling me to go for a revive when I probably would have tried to go for the kill, but it was actually a good idea for me to go for the revive, especially because sometimes when you're dead, you can see the person that killed you. They might know, hey, you have time to revive, or hey, this person's right around the corner. Whenever you turn, you're going to go right. There's going to be a person right there. Pull out your shotgun. Thorn is not going to cut it. They have a shotgun out. Something like that. Or sometimes the teammate, might be like, hey, let's all rush, or I'm going to go right, I'm going to flank them. You want to know what you're doing. If you're not using a mic, or even if you are using a mic and you guys aren't talking, that can totally screw you over. So no matter what, you definitely want to talk. You can actually hear my teammates talking a little bit in the background. Now, I did try to lower the volume as much as possible. I wanted some game audio, but I was in game chat, so there is a little bit of our chat, but that just goes to show you how much we were talking. And this was a huge mistake by me. I really thought I could kill that guy, but he ended up getting the revive, so now I'm screwed. But luckily I had 2 good teammates, so you do not sometimes want to rush. Sometimes you want to rush whenever there's 2 down, for sure. But whenever there's only 1 down, it's not always a great idea to rush, because I rushed thinking I could get the kill, and instead he got the kill and he got the revive, and if my teammates wouldn't have taken him out, that could have screwed us. So good thing that my teammates were doing pretty well, but don't always rush and try to talk to your teammates. Alright, my next tip is one thing that I think I'm pretty good at. I didn't actually have to do it in this round, but there were several rounds where it worked really well for me that I've noticed a lot of other people do not know how to do, and that is use your supers properly, and especially if you are a self-res warlock, know when and how to use your self-res. If you die, do not automatically self-res. I do not know how many people I killed and they would just self-res instantly. If you self-res instantly, okay, for one, I saw you self-res, so I'm just going to start shooting at you right away. There's a good chance you're not going to get enough bullets off, and I just mainly I see it. So you want to wait a couple of seconds. Even if you're the last person, you want to wait a couple of seconds, because then they think, hey, okay, this person's not going to self-res, and a lot of times they'll start to run away. And I don't know how many times I got somebody by they would kill me, I would wait, a second or two, even if I was the last person, and then I would self-res and I would kill them because I totally took them by surprise because they were not expecting me to self-res. You also do not want to self-res when someone else has their super. If there's a golden gun out or a blade dancer, don't use your self-res because they're just going to kill you. And I don't know how many times I've seen a golden gun be out and someone will call on their self-res and they just wasted their super. So know how and when to use self-res. Self-res can definitely save the team. There were several times when my self-res saved the team, but it seems like it should be common sense, but for some people it's not, so just do not insta-use your super. Use it wisely. My next tip is know how and when to use your boons. Now, I actually didn't know this until I started playing with these guys, but they explained it, and it makes a lot of sense that you do not want to use your Mercy boon right away. So that is the first boon I would always buy. I would just buy the Mercy boon. The only boon you want to buy right away is start with a win. And the reason you want to do that, especially if you're going for 9-0, but even if you're just trying to get like 8 wins, is if you get a loss or you get 2, just trash your card and start over. So what you want to do is you want to use that boon to start you off with 1 win, and then whenever you get to 5 wins, then you want to buy the Mercy boon. Whenever you get to 7 wins, then you want to buy the boon that gives you 2 wins on your next round, and there you go. You only have to play 7 games to win. So seems like it should be common sense, but heck, even I couldn't figure it out. So that'll help you use your boons more efficiently. You'll save passage coins. You won't be wasting them. And then my last tip is, if you're really struggling, try and play on the old consoles. If you still have the game for the 360 or the PS3, there are not nearly as many tryhards as there are on the new consoles, or if you can borrow it from a friend, go ahead and try to play on the old consoles. I actually did end up playing this on the 360, that's why the quality is not as good, but I do think that playing on the old consoles helps a lot. So I hope you guys liked the video, I hope the tips helped you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.